Hello and welcome to the Baking Mad Kitchen, where today I'm going to show you how to make perfect pancakes. Of course we all have pancakes on Pancake Day, but they are great any day of the week. I love them for breakfast and my kids love them for breakfast, and what's really nice is when they've had a sleepover, all the children come down in the morning and they all get together and make pancakes together because it's very easy to do. Today we're just going to make basic classic pancakes to serve with lemon juice and sugar. So first of all, you need 100 grams of Allinson's plain flour. We don't need self-raising flour, just plain flour is fine. And I always like to use electronic scales to make sure that everything's accurate. Just weigh it straight into your bowl. And then to that, I'm just going to add 1 egg. Drop that in the middle. And just a splash of milk. Now I've actually got 300 mils of milk. I'm just using ordinary semi-skimmed. You can use whole milk, or you can use skimmed milk, or if you want to, you can use half milk, half water, but I think semi-skimmed is perfect. Now the key thing to do is to beat your egg and milk and flour with a wooden spoon until you get a nice smooth paste. And you don't want too big a bowl, because what you've got to do is beat out all the lumps. And once you've got a nice smooth batter, needs a bit of work, then you can gradually add more milk. And if you add the milk too quickly, what happens is you get lots and lots of lumps in the dough and they're hard to get out. And that's the other reason for using a wooden spoon and a small bowl, because you can really give it some welly and get all those lumps out. And that's how I tell my kids to make pancakes when they're doing it. You see, you get nice paste. Some people say make the batter and let it stand for half an hour, but personally I don't think you need to do that. At this stage I find it easier and quicker to switch to a whisk now. And just add the rest of your milk until you get a nice smooth batter. Right, so you need to get your pan nice and hot, and I used a pastry brush and a little bit of vegetable oil just to grease the pan with. And when your pan's nice and hot, pour in a generous amount of batter and swirl it around to coat the base of the pan. Then you've got to get that nice and golden brown, and I like to use a little tiny palette knife because I just find that so much more useful for flipping the pancakes with. So when the pancake is nice and golden brown on one side and you can see all the bubbles coming up in the pan, then you can toss it. And I like to run the knife around the edge of the pan to make sure it's loose. I can really want to get it fairly golden, not too pale. So let's leave it a minute or two longer. And it's much easier if you use a non-stick pan, and preferably one with sloping sides so that it's easier to get the pancake out. And you can of course buy special crepe pans which are flat and have hardly any rim at all, and that makes life a lot easier. So now you can see that's nice and golden, and just make sure it's loose before you flip it. Now I'm going to do one where I just slide the palette knife underneath and flip it over. That is much easier than flinging them on the ceiling or dropping them on the floor, but I think it's the little palette knife that makes it very easy to use. So now you're just cooking the other side only for a minute or so, it doesn't take very long, and you just want it nice and golden on the other side too. So there we are, that one's ready, and I'm just going to serve that on a plate. With a nice squeeze of lemon juice. Fresh lemon juice is always lovely. And then I like to use Billington's golden caster sugar because it's got a lovely, slightly toffee flavour. Bit of sugar on your pancake. And then I like to roll them up. Or you can fold them in triangles, whatever you like.